live right now, so we're recording.
Cool.
So I'll easily admit I'm probably not the greatest leader for this case. I thought this was a hard one to me, or maybe it wasn't. I thought it was. I had to read through it multiple times to kind of figure out, all the acronyms of what was what. So I will do my best. So does anybody want to give a case out?
Yeah.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody have a recap of a synopsis of the case?
What I understood from it, it had to do with the NHL. The owners and the players were kind of in a dispute. I think it had to do with their pay on there, and so they were kind of going on almost like a strike or something like that. And I think in the end, they ended up taking, the owners ended up winning whatever the deals were, basically.
They ended up locking them out.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even have a season that year. I don't follow hockey or anything, so it wasn't anything that I was really familiar with. But they didn't play at all through that year of the season because they couldn't come up through 2004 to 2005 because they couldn't come up with a solution.
Mm-mm.
So. Anybody, what was kind of the root cause of the problems? I think Tyler kind of said it was kind of overpay.
Yeah. You had the labor union fighting to get everybody paid as much as they could, basically, and then the owners and the others were doing business-like, and they apparently at the end of that last section or whatever, it talked about how they had lost a ton of money, or that's what they reported, and the labor union didn't really believe that, and they needed that, so like most of it was overpay and putting like a pay cap or limiting the whatever you want to call them, the little bonuses that the players could get for what they were doing.
Yeah, and next question here is, how would you describe the culture of the National Hockey League? I mean, are there any strengths or weaknesses that sort of stood out by anything that I guess that you noticed from reading this, or anything that you know about it? I follow it personally, if anybody does.
I know hockey tends to be one of the more violent sports at times, but other than that, I don't really know much.
I don't either. But I mean, I guess they just to me, I mean, kind of think about it, and they seemed pretty want to stand their ground. I mean, that no one seemed to kind of budge on these negotiations. I mean, because every time they come with something, the league would shut them down. So I guess that they were kind of determined, but they wanted to play because I read their, I don't know if I read it separately or if it was in the study. There was a pretty went off and joined foreign leagues to keep playing. So like a 150 or something players or something like that, if I remember correctly. So I think at most, I mean, their culture, they want to play the game, I think, but let's see. Next one here, it kind of talks about what are the best ways to strengthen a BATNA?
Oh, that thing. Oh, what is that? I had to search this one up online to even figure out what the heck it was.
Best alternative to a negotiated agreement.
Yeah. So it's basically your backup plan, isn't it?
Yeah, that's kind of the way I got it. So it's kind of the plan. If their negotiations can't be reached between the two parties, so that's the fallback happen. That's the question. Goes, are there any ways to strengthen that? I guess in this case. So.
I think they could have done a lot better between the or the groups. It was the NHL and the it was the longer acronym one.
NHLA or
yeah, NHLPA, I think it was. On there, they were kind of not very compatible with each other at different parts. So I think strengthening their relationship could have helped, greatly in shortening the time that it took for this whole thing.
Yeah. Can you guys hear Elmer?
No.
I can't hear you either. I can see his mouth moving, but I can't hear him at all.
Yeah. Yeah, there's got to be something that doesn't work.
Plugged in. That works.
I don't know, my group here that I did right before this one, they couldn't hear, and then it worked fine. That was the first issue we'd ever had. Elmer, can you hear us okay?
I know his microphone sounded weird at the beginning when we came on, but he was audible.
Yeah. He dropped out. He might come back in, see if that works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this was kind of a tough case to end on.
Yeah. Your mic's muted, Elmer. Yeah, click your mute.
What about now?
There you go.
Oh,
There you go. We hear you.
okay. I guess the biggest issue is a lack of trust because the team owners don't show all the financial information to the players, and then but I believe that is true because they don't want to show all their revenues, and when they show, they just hire. It was biased information because they hire the guy who do the analysis for them. So I guess the best way to fix this problem will be to promote trust between both of them, if they show the financial documentation, I guess the players they're gonna be able to know how's the economic situation, and then if they can decide maybe to reduce their payments and just play. But at this point, the owners are just businessmen. They're not players. They're just looking for money, but they don't. I'm thinking that they conceal information to the players, and the fact that they want to put how they say a cap, a salary cap, and they want to link their payments to the revenues. If I would be a player, I would take it, but I want to see the financial report first, and they don't want to show them. So that's the biggest issue, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a hard part because you got both sides, the labor union and the business,
Yeah,
fighting for themselves, and it's hard to make it work.
Yeah, and as we read before, union was created to defend the employers' rights, and they decide to go to a union because since the beginning, so the team owners just been taking advantage of them, don't showing the true how much money they really making.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I totally agree with you. If they were able and willing to show their financial records, that would solve a lot of their problems. Just to open it up, make it clear, so there is no boundary or blocking of the trust. You know.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, because most of them, their opinion, the owners and all those people, they've got to make their money before the players do. So that's why they don't want to.
That is hard to understand, no? They are the stars. They are, and the owners make more money than them. So.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember who said it. It was a band. They were talking about how they didn't start seeing money until they noticed their band manager and everyone else. They started making money, and then the band made money.
Yeah.
I figure it's probably the same in this situation like that. If the owners there, the league, are the ones they're bargaining with, they're seeing that financial information first. Like, I know what's going on with that. The next question, I think it's kind of more like a general question, but is it possible to change another person's ZOPA? Why or not? And that's their zone of possible agreement.
Yeah.
The what?
Zone of possible agreement. The area where they can work to agree on their discussion.
It's kind of like the bargaining range.
Mm-hmm.
Something else I'd never heard of. I looked it up, for an example, and it basically said, if you're going to buy a used car, and you went with what's the highest amount you want for a trade-in, and the dealership's going to give you their lowest amount they're going to offer. So basically, that little middle ground of what we agree on that's what this is. So it's kind of the middle ground that's probably going to be somewhere where the solution is.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you can change someone else's, but I know, like, in changing your own, that might help them to change theirs. But I don't think you can make them change, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I think usually going in, even if another situation like that, you kind of have your mind made up, sort of what you want into it. I think it's kind of hard for you to budge. At least for the first person going in, I think, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But if that makes sense. Are there any communication barriers or anything like that we would try to remove in this kind of negotiation? Is there something that's causing it?
I think they did a good job when the government had to step in for their negotiations. They didn't send the two people who have been trying to negotiate, who have like been butting heads the whole time. They sent with other people who didn't have this contention going on in between them. So getting those two top head people out of the way might make a difference. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else have anything on that? I mean, I don't want to jump ahead if you got something, but there's actually not really a lot of questions. You know, for as long as the case study was, not really a lot of discussion for it.
No, there wasn't. I couldn't help but think. I mean, a lot of that could have been avoided if the players would have accepted the initial offer. But I think, like what Elmer and you were saying, they wanted to see the reports first, the financial reports, and I think if they would have been able to see that, it would have been settled a lot quicker than what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Because they just
open with it from the start.
Yeah, it's open from the start instead of concealing it on there. Even though, you know, in the end the owners came out on top, I think, you know, it would have been overall better. They wouldn't have had to cancel the entire season, or miss the Stanley Cup or anything like that, and risk, a dropout from ratings or from fans and things of that nature.
If you were the National Hockey League Players Association, how would you try to resolve this situation? That's kind of sort of what you just said. That's the next question, kind of, I guess, to come open with it.
Well, all the problems goes around that financial report. They firmly believe that they are the reports are underreported, what they said, and if they don't trust them, and the league the team owners know that, and I guess if they truly want, it's not because they are stubborn, it's just about it's not fair what they're doing. And then the other players start to tell him that they will play for less money, but it's I guess that is not what the union advised to them to say. So it is hard without an open financial report to find a solution to this problem.
Okay, if we were the National Hockey League, how would we try and resolve this?
Well, they try to resolve that situation the way they're doing, so there's no question about that. They just want to make more money and put some kind of a stop. Because lately, you know how much a football player, a basketball player make. They make tons of money. It's not like before, and they want to put a stop of that. But they truly want salaries to be ruled by the free market and not by be linked to the revenues.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that is true. We live in a world where the economy is ruled by the free market. So I don't know. I'm not a football player.
Do you think that would work better? I'm not super into sports, but do you think that would work better though? Having it ruled by the free market?
Yes, I guess. Mm-hmm. But the owners won't show the revenues, because if they show the revenues, they won't make more money. So the sportsmen are the ones that are gonna make more money than the owners.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
I
they're gonna say, wait a minute.
Yes, but I believe that honestly, they make it's not the businessmen that the ones that make the sports. I guess that the ones that truly need to make more money are the stars and the sportsmen. But well, that's my point of view.
Yeah.
Businessmen can make money everywhere they go. They can do any other kind of business, but the sportsmen are the only thing that they can do.
Yeah. Do we find any gospel concepts that stand out in this case?
Gospel concepts.
In this
Or
case,
anything from the reading that pertain to it?
Don't set your eye on the worldly
Yeah.
things.
that makes sense.
That question appears on the reading comments. Is that right? It's supposed to go on the discussion board, but there's no discussion board where we can put that. So
For
I
this
answered
one, there
that
actually is one. There actually is a discussion board for this case.
for this
Oh,
case.
awesome.
Yeah. One of the few things that he fixed this week.
Is it just the case, or is the reading discussion board open too?
Just the case. The reading one is broken.
Oh, okay.
I answered that like it was from the reading activity, and I answered on the, I don't know where it was, but I didn't. I answered that in somewhere else. I don't remember.
Okay.
Honestly, I think he's just gonna like let it all slide and just.
Pretty much.
As long as you put forth effort, good job, because it's pretty crazy semester.
Yeah. I guess he's having someone come and kind of help him out, assist him to kind of coach him through it. So, but I'm assuming it's for next semester.
That would be my guess.
Because by the time he announced that, we're already at the end of ours.
Yeah, I answered that question on the self-assessment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because there's no open thread to answer, so I just answered it. But this week is the discussion board is open for this case. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I just did it.
Finally.
Great one. But I said I wrote in it, so that works.
Great.
Yeah.
When it's on the spot now, I have to think of something to write in there.
I don't think most anybody really does.
Probably not.
Another lady that's put in a test.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
A few weeks, I want to say like maybe 5-6 weeks ago back, someone went into our group discussion, since we chose group 10, and like posted a link to their group recording
Nice.
on there, and that was the only time I've ever seen anyone do that, or out of the few times that we had group discussion open.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Been interesting.
Do any of you have a clue how we're gonna handle the accountability project next week?
No, I haven't looked at it yet.
Not in the
Oh my
slightest.
God. Yeah, I was afraid something like this is gonna come.
I need to look at it and see what's on there. I don't even remember who's in my group. I only know that Belen is in my group. That's it.
Uh-huh.
Do we actually have groups for those? I just have like the few people who are supposed to like check
Partners, your accountability. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, I had like 2 or 3 people and that were supposed to like do the checkups with each other, and the only person I know that was there is Belen. But I know there was like 2 other people that we contacted each other about it at the beginning.
And they say we have to present a record about something I read. It said that we have to show a report or slides of. Oh my gosh, it's more
This is gonna be
complicated.
a pain in the butt.
Yeah, we have to start that thing early because we have to deal with that next coming week.
Yeah, it's gonna be done by the 8th.
So the question is who's gonna be the leader?
Is that even us, or is it just something you do on your own?
No. We have to discuss.
Oh,
about
it's
that
as a
topic.
group.
Yeah, it's a group. Yeah, I read we have to talk
okay.
about that.
Be crazy?
Yeah, and then It says something like each of us have to record something and send the link to between us. I don't know.
Wow.
Just do it easy, guys, please.
Yeah, go easy on us. Seriously.
Man.
Yes, in the final week I just looking. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Let's do that thing easy next week, please.
The sad part is we're all ready for this semester to end, but then in less than like 10 days, the next semester starts.
Yeah, that's always
Yeah.
that's normal. Do you guys already register for next semester?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
Whole load of crap.
Just be focused in July. We have a month vacation.
Mhm.
That'll be good.
Take me to the home stretch.
Yep.
Yeah.
So is there anything else, Scott? Sorry. I can't hear him. Can anybody hear him?
Scott. I guess Scott is eating.
No, I can't hear him. His mic's not working.
Nah, I don't hear him either.
Yeah. I think that was basically it, though.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I think that was it. Usually it ends with the if you can apply anything from the readings to the case discussion.
Yeah, Scott said that he can hear me, but we can hear you, Scott.
Nope.
At least there's a message board. Cool. Well, anything else? Or are we good?
Scott is over.
I think he's typing.
Oh yes. And smiling as well. Scott, wave if you if we can end this meeting. Nothing. The signal drop out. You can Google the solution to the case. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you, Scott. Have a good one. See you. Who's gonna be the leader next week?
Normally, I think it would have been Belen's turn, or I think, but she didn't appear last week or this week, unfortunately.
Yes, she sent an email telling us that she didn't. She would be here tonight, but I don't know.
So
Yeah.
our final presentation, we're actually going to present it in this group, not with the people who are supposed to report on our daily. Right?
Okay,
Is that what we're saying we're doing?
I guess.
That's what I understood from how you said it, Elmer.
You will meet
Okay.
one last time with your group to present your results of and growth from your accountability project. You're
Yes.
welcome to meet
Yeah.
with your group. So are we going for Wednesday again? Just next week,
Okay.
Wednesday?
Same
That
time.
works for me.
Yeah.
Same time,
Same
same
time.
place.
Yep.
Works. And I don't know if there's any real leader. It's kind of just everybody presents their
Yes.
deal.
Everybody's gonna be the leader for last time.
Works for me.
Okay, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for the heads
Thanks,
up on that, Elmer.
Not a problem. Have a good night, guys. See you next coming week. Here's King on.
You as well.
Yeah,
Thanks.
see ya.
See ya.
Bye bye. Take care. See ya.